Here, she talks about the joy of playing the villain, her career highs and what's next for her after wrapping up in Albert Square. You've been smashing it as Bea in EastEnders. I was actually very honored to be approached about it. What was interesting is that they thought it was a perfect part for me because she was a very annoying, deranged, delusional woman. They thought I'd be perfect for it. Great, I thought. It was a compliment. Bea is quite a complex character. Does that sort of a role appeal? It does. Bea is very complicated. I didn't want to play her as just the villain. She genuinely thinks she's right. What I think is interesting and nuanced. And what is frightening about people like her is they're completely convinced they're the hero of their own story. Bea never really thought of herself as a villain. She just thinks everyone else is getting in the way of her happy ending. I was very keen to get that across. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides to become Bea. Somewhere along the line something has gone very wrong. Was the ending part of the fun? It's single white female, gone girl, misery all blended up into one denouement. It's quite an ending. It appealed to me greatly. I was really honored because I was asked to extend my stint a little bit, but everyone knew where Bea was going to go to. Once Bea starts losing control, everything unravels very quickly. Playing someone whose very carefully constructed world is collapsing around her is exhausting but brilliant. Because of EastEnders and their extraordinary schedule, it moves fast so when you're filming it so you can keep hold of that emotion in real time. Was it surreal to play a role in EastEnders after famously doing impressions of the characters? It's like I've committed crimes on Albert Square before but in sketches. Bea was my first chance to do it properly. It was very surreal. And quite terrifying. For about 10 minutes and then I realized everyone was so welcoming. It was like joining a family who have been together for 40 years. When did you realize that you had a gift for impressions? When I was a kid. It's a horrible cliché but I was a bit clumsy and awkward, not one of the popular kids. I think I inadvertently made people laugh. I think I did it to be liked. I love if they've ever brought people pleasure. All I wanted to do with the impressions was to make people laugh but I'm not desperately proud of it. It's a bit of a useless skill. At the scene of an accident. Let me through, I can do Olivia Colman. Laughs. But they were great times with me and Alistair McGowan. We caught the zeitgeist. It was the right time to do a show like The Big Impression because it was at the beginning of the new celebrity culture that was emerging. Do you think a program like that could work today in a world with social media? I think it would be really difficult because we did these little comedic fantasies about what celebrities' lives were like and of course you can't do that now because everybody knows what everybody is doing. We used to imagine what Posh and Becks were saying. That they were talking about their ISAs and financial investments. You can't do that anymore. A lot of things have become a parody of themselves already. Have you ever had someone be offended by an impression? In the early days I think people were a little bit offended by being done and then when the show became quite popular we'd get agents asking, "Will you do my client?" Which was quite the change. I think the men were more upset about being done than the women, which is quite interesting. But I think it's more to do with the fact that impressionists hold on to something or they'll see something that the person is not aware they're doing. And then they would become self-conscious about that particular thing. Is there a type of role you haven't yet played that you'd like to? I do tend to play the sort of women who would walk up, ring the doorbell and stand on the doorstep and ruin everyone's life by delivering some appalling news. Bizarrely, I don't think I've ever played a wife in anything, so maybe I'd like to play someone adorable, like the woman next door. That might be quite nice. But I do love playing villainesses though. Does any reality TV appeal to you? I love watching reality TV shows, but the strange thing that people don't know about me is that I'm quite shy. I'm amazed by people on reality shows and the way they're so confident and out there good on them. But I'm horribly self-conscious. What do you get most recognized for? With EastEnders people recognize Bea, but prior to that I'd often get recognized for people I'd done impressions of who I vaguely look like. What's next in the pipeline? I'm in a World War II film called Think of England out in cinemas in the autumn. I'm in another film which is quite exciting called Fortitude. I'm not in it much but my gosh it's got Nicolas Cage, Michael Sheen and Sir Ben Kingsley, all these huge stars. I've got another series of my podcast with Hal Cruttenden, Hal and Ronni in Pieces. And I've got a production company with Sally Phillips called Captain Dolly. We're producing a mockumentary film. Would you go back to EastEnders if the opportunity to play Bea again arose? I had such a lovely time with her. She was so delicious to play, so never say never. What is your proudest achievement? Different things. I used to do some really surreal flights of fancy on QI back in the day. I was proud of my character in Last Tango in Halifax, who was drunk all the time, which is quite difficult to play. I think there were only 2 scenes where she was sober. I love the writer Sally Wainwright so much. That was such an honor to do, with such extraordinary scripts and an extraordinary cast. And a real career highlight? I got to play in a film with Catherine O'Hara. That was very, very special for me working with her. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Sally Phillips and I are very keen on producing and possibly being in comedy films. I'm very honored when I'm asked to do dramas. There are loads of shows I'd love to do and things I'd love to be involved in. I'd love to create and be a part of a comedy film that really made people laugh, because I think that's a great gift to leave as a legacy. After making a memorable appearance in EastEnders, actress and impressionist Ronni Ancona is already looking ahead to an exciting new chapter in her career. Known for her remarkable versatility, sharp comedic timing, and unforgettable celebrity impressions, Ancona has delighted audiences for decades. Now she's proving once again that she has no intention of slowing down. Fans were thrilled to see Ancona bring her talent to Albert Square, adding another impressive credit to a career that spans television, theater, radio, and live comedy. While her time on the BBC soap attracted plenty of attention, it's what comes next that has many of her supporters talking. Speaking about her future, Ancona expressed genuine excitement about her upcoming project, describing it as an opportunity she's been eagerly anticipating. Although she remained careful not to reveal every detail, she hinted that the new role will allow her to explore a completely different side of her acting abilities. "I always love taking on something unexpected," she explained. "That's one of the joys of being an actor. You never know where the next adventure will lead." Those words perfectly capture the spirit that has defined Ancona's career. Whether she's making audiences laugh with pitch-perfect impressions or delivering emotional performances in dramatic productions, she's consistently embraced fresh challenges, rather than staying in one comfortable lane. Her next role is expected to showcase yet another dimension of her talent, giving fans something very different from what they saw during her EastEnders appearance. Career built on reinvention. Few performers have managed to reinvent themselves as successfully as Ronni Ancona. She first became widely recognized through comedy, earning praise for her uncanny impressions of famous personalities. Her ability to capture not just voices but mannerisms and personalities made her one of Britain's most respected impressionists. Over the years, she expanded far beyond sketch comedy, appearing in dramas, stage productions, panel shows, documentaries, and radio programs. Each new project demonstrated her willingness to push herself creatively. That adaptability has become one of the defining characteristics of her career. Rather than allowing herself to be typecast, Ancona has consistently chosen projects that challenge expectations. Her appearance in EastEnders was another example of that fearless approach, introducing her to a new generation of viewers who may have known little about her comedy background. A very special career highlight. While discussing her future, Ancona also reflected on one of the proudest moments of her professional journey. She described the experience as a very special career highlight, explaining that some projects stay with an actor forever, not because of awards or ratings, but because of the people involved and the memories created along the way. Looking back, she spoke warmly about working alongside talented casts and creative teams who inspired her throughout her career. For Ancona, success has never been measured solely by fame. Instead, she values collaboration, storytelling, and the opportunity to connect with audiences. Those experiences, she suggested, have shaped both her career and her outlook as a performer. Fans excited for what's next. News of Ancona's upcoming project has generated excitement among viewers who have followed her work for ability to move effortlessly between comedy and drama, calling her one of Britain's most underrated performers. Social media quickly filled with supportive messages, with fans expressing curiosity about her next role, and hoping it will provide another opportunity to showcase her impressive range. Some viewers admitted they first discovered her through comedy, while others became fans after seeing her dramatic performances in recent years. That broad appeal speaks volumes about her versatility. EastEnders opens new doors. Although Ancona's stint in EastEnders may have been only one chapter in her long career, it served as another reminder of how adaptable she remains. Soap operas often introduce actors to millions of viewers every week, and appearing in such an iconic program can open unexpected opportunities. Industry observers believe her performance demonstrated that she can comfortably move between very different genres, a valuable quality in today's television landscape. As casting directors continue looking for experienced performers capable of balancing humor and emotional depth, Ancona remains an attractive choice for a wide variety of productions. No signs of slowing down. At a stage when some performers begin thinking about retirement, Ronni Ancona appears more motivated than ever. Her enthusiasm for new challenges remains obvious whenever she discusses upcoming work. Instead of looking backwards, she's focused firmly on what comes next, embracing opportunities that continue to surprise both herself and her audience. That passion has helped sustain a career spanning decades, proving that creativity and curiosity are among an actor's greatest strengths. Looking ahead, while fans eagerly await official details about her exciting new role, one thing seems certain: Ronni Ancona's journey is far from over. Her willingness to embrace change, experiment with different genres, and continue challenging herself has made her one of Britain's most respected entertainers. Combined with the heartfelt memories she shared about a very special career milestone, it's clear that Ancona values every step of the remarkable path she's traveled. As she embarks on another exciting adventure after EastEnders, audiences will undoubtedly be watching closely, eager to discover where her extraordinary talent takes her next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.